Hello.
Hello.
How are you, darling?
I'm good. I'm just picking the strawberry pulp out of my mouth.
That's cute.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, everybody. I'm Erin.
I'm Nicole.
Welcome to Dude That's Fucked Up.
Oh, welcome. Have a seat. What? You know
Yeah.
what? Take a load off. We're going to tell you some stories.
We're going to talk about picking strawberry pulp out of our teeth.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And a variety of other things.
Oh, yeah. It's going to get real poopy today.
Ew, yeah. I know. It's combining actually two episodes, one very recent and then one from a few weeks ago that we did kind of, sort of. Like we just had the missing 411
Oh,
episode.
right. Yeah.
So like we're still in the outdoors, guys.
Yeah, we're taking it outside again today. It's the end of summer.
Yeah.
Just want to get out there,
Go on adventures.
go on adventures, pay a lot of money for them. It's going to be fun. We'll freeze our buns off, freeze our tits off.
Yeah. Ooh.
Ooh.
Get that frostbite on them titties.
Yeah.
Well, before we get into that, do we have any business or anything that we would like to tell the people?
Business. Maybe just check out the website, dtfupodcast.com.
As always.
Yeah. I would say also share with a friend.
Yeah. It has on the website you can like do all the things. There's our store you can go to, which we have t-shirts in and stickers. Quite a few people have been buying stickers lately. So
Yeah.
get your sticker before they're all gone and we never make them again. Just kidding. I'll reorder some so that we could keep selling them. But you know, you don't want to be left out.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a really unflattering picture of us on the website. It's fun. It's a fun time.
Yeah.
Your Arraigning Men video is on there.
Oh, yeah,
Which is so fun if you haven't watched that yet and you're like, what is this?
Yeah.
Go to the website and check that out.
I made a video.
Yep. Yeah, that's all for me.
Okay.
Anything fucked up this week?
I feel like I had something and then I don't really have any.
Well, when I was watching you pick out the strawberry flesh from between your teeth, it looks like you like ate like a I don't know, something very bloody or something.
It's still in there, I think. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's this, life with braces is really rough.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I have anything fucked up this week. It's mostly been a fun week, I think.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, it's been kind of chill. Well,
Do you?
Sort of. I guess this is like kind of a segue into the topic. Like the other day I had a rough day with feeding. It was like a nonstop situation where he's like, baby Jack's going through like a fucking growth spurt.
Oh.
And it's like constantly eating. And it's like you're depleted, I wasn't paying attention and I just like was so wrapped up that I like didn't eat or drink anything for like a few hours.
Oh my God.
And it's like if you don't do that, like you're gonna get dehydrated and really hungry. And
Yeah.
I just like got really, really woozy and I like pass out pretty easily.
Yeah.
So I have to be way more careful about that. But I was fine. It was fine. I just needed to like get my blood sugar back up and like actually rehydrate myself. So I was stupid, but
you pass out on planes specifically.
I've passed out on a plane.
You told the story about how you like crawled out of the
Yeah.
you like
I thought
crawled.
it was terrible. I thought I was gonna shit myself
Oh
and
my
throw up all at the
God.
same time, and instead I just passed out.
And then you like crawled out and then you like reached up for a man and you're like, "Can you help me?"
Yeah, I
You're
was
like,
what row is this?
Yeah. Sir,
And it was
what
like
row
3
is
o'clock
this?
in the morning.
Yeah, on a
Everybody's
red eye.
asleep,
Yeah.
scaring the shit out of poor people in
That's fun.
pitch black darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was thinking about all the times I passed out. Not that time, but another time. I when I was a kid, I used to go camping all the time with my like the men in the family until like I became like a adolescent and was like, I'm like getting my period now. This seems inappropriate.
Yeah.
But when I was like, 10 years old, whatever, I was like very much a tomboy and just ready to go on camping trips and be disgusting for a week straight, you know?
Yeah.
So at one point though, we like go up to the Sierra Nevadas to go fishing. And I, at one point, there's a really high elevation lake that we went to. And I've been there before, but this one trip, for some reason, I started walking to our fishing spot on the trail and I just passed out. Like I hit the ground.
Oh my God.
And I don't know, have you ever like passed out like
Out
ever
of
like
nowhere?
fainted
No.
out of nowhere? Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Well, it's like you start to get like the wah-wahs and you get like tunnel vision a little bit.
Is the
And then
wah-wahs like in your ears when it's like wow, wow, wow?
yeah, everything kind of is like, yeah, it's super
Yeah,
trippy.
yeah.
So like, but that was the first time that had ever happened to me, like where I like had passed out. And then like when I was like a teenager, I was like anemic and stuff, and sometimes I'd pass out if I was like
Oh
on my
wow.
period or something.
Oh my
It's just-
God.
yeah. So I just have to be more careful and like actually like, keep my blood sugar like at a normal level.
Yeah.
But that got me thinking like that fishing trip, passing out at high elevation, that's a thing that happens sometimes to people. It's not like super dangerous or anything. You just have to like take it easy.
Yeah, you gotta adjust. You like can't push
Yeah.
yourself too hard
Yeah, exactly.
before you're like acclimated.
Yeah, and we grew up in the mountains, and so it's like you would think that I would have known this, but we were so used to, we like grew up at like a mile high basically, and
Yeah.
it's always fun going back home and having a drink and being like instantly wasted.
Yeah, because we're not used to it anymore. So
Yeah, yeah.
we're it's like, oh yeah, I grew up here, but it's like, yeah, but you haven't been here in so long. And they always
Yeah.
used to warn the sports teams like
Yep.
coming up to be careful and like stay
Yeah.
hydrated.
Because
Yeah,
you could get altitude sickness.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that was a very extreme case, but it got me thinking, and this is a segue into our topic now.
yeah.
We're talking about
Fucking
Mount Everest.
professional. Yeah.
We're talking about Mount Everest and the fucked up shit that is happening to Mount Everest
Yeah.
or on Mount Everest.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing itself, the whole idea of climbing up a huge mountain is just fucked up in itself, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it makes me tired. I have no interest.
The hubris of it all.
Yeah. I'm like,
I
cool.
just, I'd never be able to do it, obviously, because I can't, I don't think I could go past 9,000 feet without feeling like absolute shit.
Well, you have oxygen tanks and stuff, right? If you
Yeah,
climb
yeah,
Mount
yeah.
Everest. So I feel like you train for it, and I'm sure
Oh, yeah.
people have done it that, you know, I'm sure if you tried hard enough, you could probably train to do it. But there's so many things that are like working against you, like the weather and like, you know, just there's like all this other shit. And
Yeah, it's
so
extreme.
and it's expensive.
It's so expensive. So we're going to talk about the two most fucked up things about Everest. And it's not just the like climb itself, like that
Yeah.
in itself is like intense and crazy. And like everybody knows that.
Yeah.
But like,
Everybody knows that.
everybody knows that it's like climbing Everest. It's like it's synonymous with like doing something incredible and a feat of human achievement, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, fucking Miley Cyrus wrote a whole song about it.
The climb. I've been thinking about that song the entire time I've been researching this.
I love you so much.
It's a climb.
I was like, she's not gonna get this because she probably
No.
doesn't know Miley Cyrus. And then you're like, fucking Miley
love
Cyrus,
Miley
The Climb,
Cyrus.
my favorite song. I'm like, yeah.
It's a great song.
It's
She has
so
a great
good.
voice.
Oh my god.
Well, you know,
It's the climb. Yeah. All right.
it's a great song. Well, I would never do this
Same.
thing.
Yeah.
It seems just so terrible. Like not. I like to do things that are fun. I don't know.
Same.
I think a example of human achievement is just getting through your fucking day sometimes.
Yeah.
So
Without ripping someone a new asshole.
yeah, or just not like feeling like absolute garbage.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's weird that it is someone's fun.
I don't even know that it's fun. I feel like this is just something that some people have a desire to do, and Godspeed to them,
Yeah.
but not I. But let's just talk about just some real basics. Let
Love
me
it.
introduce Mount Everest to
I
everybody real
love
quick,
the basics.
just in case you
Mm-hmm.
didn't know. So Mount Everest is the highest peak of the highest mountain we have in our
World.
small little planet.
Oh,
Um, right? It's
I
like
think so.
it's the highest one, so that's why it's like very intense and people are all about it. So, but it's the highest height of the peak is 29,029 feet. So
Mm.
that's 8,848 meters. It's 60 million years old.
Oh.
That's the approximate age of it. It costs $25,000 to secure a climbing permit per person.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Like
So
fucking.
if you wanted to do this, you can't just like go and do it. You have to like get a permit
Yeah.
and you have to pay $25,000 for it.
Yeah. So, which means you're like a rich person. Because also, okay, side note, all that's just the permit to go up there. You have to
Yeah.
get fucking plane tickets. You have to be on a vacation. You have to buy all the gear. Like, you have
And
to
not
train.
to mention, yeah, you probably have to train for this for like well over a year.
Yeah, and that
I would
means
assume.
that means going to other mountains that you probably don't live near and climbing
Yeah.
those. And that's all
And
expensive.
all the gear you have to buy is intense. And then you probably have to pay also to have the whole experience, like a Sherpa to help you go up the mountain. You can't just
Yeah.
do this stuff alone.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, it's a rich people sport.
Yeah, real rich.
It's so approximately 4,000 people have climbed Mount Everest since the very first person, Sir Edmund Hillary, and his Sherpa Tenzing Norgay in 1953. Those are the first people to summit Mount Everest.
That's kind of cool.
It is pretty cool to have done it in 1953 when they didn't have like Gore-Tex and shit.
Fucking yeah, Patagonia, like
Yeah, they had
fucking
like
insulated
jeans and some fucking leather boots.
and probably leather jackets. Like what else do you?
I don't know.
Oh, they probably
Like it's
had
probably
parkas.
like fur. Yeah. Oh yeah, they had
fur.
something.
Fur. Yeah.
They had something, but it was not.
They just
I don't know.
like duct taped a bunch of down goose pillows to their arms and back. They're like, oh. And then the North Face was like, hey, that looks like it could be a cool jacket.
Yeah, there's something there.
Huh.
There's a really cool infographic on WashingtonPost.com.
Oh.
If you wanted to just like Google Mount Everest Washington Post infographic, it's
Mm-hmm.
pretty tight. It just shows you kind of in relation to, like, it gives you kind of a lay of the land of how high everything is and like where each base camp is. And it's like, it's very interesting. Just like having a visual aid is helpful sometimes.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, only 4,000 people over the period of time from 1953 have summited or climbed it, and summited. I suppose that number includes, and it seems, I don't know. That's still a lot of people.
For something
Because
that's that expensive, that
yeah,
hard.
that's so prohibitive to do. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's pretty crazy. So from that number of people who've attempted it, over 375 people have actually died trying to climb it. That's a pretty big chunk of people.
It's close
from
to
that number.
10%.
Yeah,
I did the math.
good job. 400 would be 10%.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So most of those people died from when I was going through like the list of people who died, like they listed the cause of death, and a lot of it is due to avalanches
Yeah.
and falling
Ugh.
from like a ledge or whatever. Yeah, it's avalanches, injuries from falls, ice collapse, exposure, frostbites, or other health problems related to like being at such high altitude.
And
It's pretty-
freezing temperatures.
Yeah, because it's fucking gnarly
Oh my
cold up
God.
there.
Yeah.
And not all the bodies that have like dropped have been located. So some of these people, maybe they got tumbled up in a avalanche. They weren't able to be dug out, or they fell from like a little ice cliff or down a crevasse or something. Never found.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucked up.
I'm fucked up because all I'm thinking is, ha ha hooey.
God damn it. The most recent and the worst single death single day death toll ever in the history of Mount Everest is in modern times, I guess, with accurate counts, was on April 25th, 2015, pretty recently.
Yeah.
19 people were killed in an avalanche at base camp.
Oh my God.
Do you remember that big earthquake they had? It was like a 7.8 earthquake.
No.
And it killed a bunch of people,
Aw.
9,000 people in Nepal,
Yeah.
and it injured 23,000 people. So it
Oh
was
my
it was a big
God.
deal.
Yeah.
And actually, I remember this very vividly because some people that DJ and I know were friends with one of the people that died at base camp.
Wow.
Like very loosely connected, but
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
like
yeah.
people that we knew were friends with him. So
Oh my
they were like
goodness.
posting about it. It was like crazy. So I totally remember that earthquake and the horrible avalanche that killed all those people. So
Oh my God.
very terrible.
The avalanche must have killed like everyone at base camp.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a lot of people. Yeah.
yeah. Because not that many people are climbing at the same time.
No. Well,
Or are there?
I think the most people to summit it in a single day have been like upwards of 40 people.
Oh.
So there's like a seemingly constant stream of people, because not everybody goes all the way up to the top.
True.
Some people just like go up to a certain point and then turn around and come back. So
Yeah.
but it's like why even do it?
Yeah.
If you're not gonna try to summit it? I don't know.
I know. Why go just like up to base camp 3 or up to camp 3?
Well,
It's
for a
like-
lot of people, it's like due to like literally they can't go any further,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
physically. So
Yeah.
and hey, you do get to say you climb Mount Everest,
True.
even if you didn't summit it. So.
Also, fucking, you survived it, and you can get the T-shirt in the gift shop.
There is this thing on Mount Everest called the death zone. It's a mountaineering term for the altitudes above a certain point, which is around 26,000 feet.
Yeah.
So from that point on up to the summit is the death zone on Everest. So yeah, it's where most of the people die.
Yeah.
The oxygen level at that height, that altitude is not sufficient to sustain human life.
Oh my God.
That's where you need all the oxygen tanks and stuff. So fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that.
There's over 200 bodies that are just left up on the mountain
Ugh.
because once you're up there, who's gonna,
No
who's
one's
bring
gonna
you back
carry
down?
you back down. It's already so much work and so exhausting and so much on your body to just climb that with all your shit.
Yeah, like you have your whole pack of shit,
Yeah.
and I don't know, and to have another expedition go up to like retrieve a body is extreme, and I'll talk about all the like stuff involved with that in just a second.
Yeah. I'm sure
but
it's expensive.
Oh yeah, but basically the people that are like left up there are used as landmarks, like if they're out in the elements, and because they just have to just leave them where they drop.
Yeah.
Like, if you're with a person and they get hurt or something, and they could turn around and make it down the mountain, great. But if not, like, you're putting yourself at risk by trying to stay with
Help
them
them.
because
Yeah.
you're gonna run out of oxygen. It's really really scary to
Yeah.
think about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's
And it's
the
fucking
most-
voluntary.
I
This is
know.
like the horrible part because it's like this makes me like just what you were saying, like, oh, if someone's hurt and you have to like figure out if you're gonna bring them down the mountain. It's not like you were on some like you didn't like you weren't in the plane crash from the movie Alive or the book Alive.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like you were like, hey, know what sounds fun? $100,000 for like this whole thing,
Yeah.
or whatever, and then your friend's like, fuck, man, I twisted my ankle, I can't walk, and you're like, fuck.
I know. Yeah. It's
Oh God.
the worst.
The worst.
The body of green, quote unquote, green boots is probably the most like famous image of a body that's just like left up there.
Yeah.
This person is not just green boots. It's a person. His name, he's an Indian climber who died in 1996. And people believe it's the body of Teswang Palajor.
I think it's Sewang.
Paljor?
Sewang
Sewang
Paljor.
Paljor.
Yeah.
And his body is near a cave that all the climbers that go up one of the main routes have to pass on their way up to the peak. Oh my God. So he kind of like is a waypoint marker that people use to gauge how close they are to the summit. And this one is like super sad to me. Like you can easily find this image on the internet and like an interview that they did with I think his brother. He was just like, yeah, I can't look at images of this. It's too upsetting. Like it's a human body just like left there that people are like, oh, there's old green boots. We're almost there. I don't know. Take a left at green boots. Like it's so fucked up.
I know. 1 mile to green boots.
Yeah.
It's the last stop for food and gas.
Yeah.
That's sad. Oh, what?
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, is he like, can you see his face and stuff still? Because he's like frozen?
No, it's like I think he's like face down and he's like covered up by like a lot of ice and snow, but you could see his like
boots.
You could see his boots and like his like climbing suit and stuff.
Oh.
But and it's like kind of bright colors, so that's why it's like still very visible.
Yeah.
And then another really sad situation that is related to green boots is in 2006, an English climber named David Sharp joined green boots.
Oh God.
He stopped. He knew like, oh, he's like, okay, here's the cave where this marker is. So he stopped.
It's the cave.
He stopped to like rest there.
Yes.
And he was resting, but his body, he like, as he's sitting there, he like froze in place.
Oh.
So he couldn't get up and he couldn't move and he was still alive. And over the time that he was just sitting there, still alive, but like in bad shape, over 40 climbers had passed by him as he sat there freezing to death in real time.
Oh my God.
Like he was still alive and all these people were just walking by him. I think at one point people realized that he was still alive, but they were just like, what can we do?
Yeah.
Like he's literally frozen to the ground. We can't move him. Like it would take.
He'll die on the way down.
He'll die on the way down. Like he's already like too far gone. Yeah. It was,
oh my
how
God.
fucked up is that?
What? That's so fucking. That's like but do you think like your brain releases chemicals so that like do you think he knew he was still alive or do you think he was like you know what I mean? Like
I mean he was probably suffering tremendously, I would think. Or he was probably like in and out of consciousness if he was like I don't know. And he probably had hypothermia and frostbite and like it was probably extremely painful.
But are those things painful in the moment or is it after? Because you know like how when you have hypothermia you feel too hot or whatever?
Yeah,
like,
and people like take their clothes off like we were talking about last episode.
Yeah, I wonder if it's like your brain releases stuff because like it's horrible to think. I hope his brain released things where he like was out of it or you know like didn't realize what was going on because like that reminds me of when people get anesthesia and like are awake.
Oh yeah.
Or, you know, it's like the horror story of that. I think maybe that's happened in my life.
Well, because you get, when you have anesthesia, you're administered 2 different medications, one to paralyze you and one to knock you out.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like,
the knockout doesn't work.
Yeah, the knockout doesn't work, but you're paralyzed.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. How fucked up.
Dude.
Ugh.
Oh, my God.
It's too horrifying to think about.
Oh, my God.
I know.
That's sad. Yeah, that
sucks. Know. That was really sad. When I read that, I was like, ugh. Yeah. It's so rough. And then this one's even more sad to me, though.
Oh, no.
Okay, so this woman, Frances Arseniev, was the first American woman to reach Everest summit. And this is like 1998. She was the first one to reach Everest summit without the aid of bottled oxygen. So, holy fucking shit.
How?
I don't know. I think you have to train for extremes in that case. I don't know. I don't get it. Because like, I'm thinking, you can't, okay, it's not like you're on full oxygen the entire time,
Yeah.
but you can't go for more than 48 hours in this in the death zone without oxygen.
So,
So,
yeah, you need it as like a crutch more than like
right.
the whole
And
time.
but it doesn't take like that long to get to the summit from like if you're hiking
Yeah.
and you get to the summit, it's like a full day, maybe half day. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hours, not days, to like do this.
Got it.
From the point of the bottom of the death zone to the top of the summit.
Oh, okay. You're almost
So,
there then.
You're almost, yeah. And so, but she wouldn't be spending that long. So she made it to the top,
Yeah.
came back down, and got lost from the people she was hiking with. She was with her husband and like I'm assuming a couple other people and Sherpas. Got separated somehow from her group and got lost. Her husband went back to look for her. And as he's going back, trying to retrace his steps to find her, he comes across 2 other hikers that had seen her. They're like, yeah, we saw her, and we like think she's hurt. We started running out of oxygen, so we had to go. We had to leave her, but she's here. So they leave, go on their separate way, and then he eventually gets lost too. So she was still alive. He knew she was still alive. He was trying so hard to find her, but he got lost too. People think he fell. And so she died and he died also. And they couldn't even find his body till like the following year or something. So
Oh my God.
it's so sad. It's so tragic.
How do you get lost?
I mean, I don't know. I haven't been.
Like, but like, but like, stay together. I wonder if it's one of those things where people.
Oh, I forgot to mention it was that night they were coming back down from the
okay.
summit.
So it was dark.
Back down to the camp below.
At first, I thought maybe she just went missing, and I was like, were they on their honeymoon? And did he just take out an insurance policy? Because this sounds fishy. But they both died, so I don't think that's the case.
No, he was very much trying to find her. So
that's so sad.
I know, it makes me so sad. Like it is very tragic and very fucked up. Yeah, so they did find her the next day. She was still alive, and they found the husband's ice axe and rope like nearby her where she was. And they had to leave her though because she was in such bad shape and they couldn't get her down. And then they, like I said, it seemed like it was so close that the husband was to finding her because they found his stuff nearby. But yeah, so sad. But anyway,
probably wouldn't have mattered except they would have like notebooked together into eternity.
Right?
But like they couldn't have saved each other.
No, they couldn't have saved each other. Yeah, it was sad.
Yeah.
So when people go up, they know that it's a possibility that they'll die.
Yeah.
And I think they have to like say like, leave my body there.
Oh,
like that's the thing that they're doing.
Like when they sign the waiver, it's like, I understand, like I might die doing this and you might not, and you're going to leave me there.
Yeah. Like they understand the way it's going to work.
Yeah.
But like it reminds me of people like old people who go on a cruise and are like, if I die on the cruise, just bury me at sea, which is very romantic.
Is that real?
That's real. Yeah.
Wait, so like people can sign up to take a Carnival cruise when they're like 90, and if they died, then the cruise director just like sends them out.
I think so. I don't know if I'm pretty sure that's a thing.
Well, burial at sea is a thing, but I don't know if it's like from the cruise ship directly. I'm thinking like they like everyone, they're like round to Mai Tais and everyone sees you off the back of the
yeah, I know, that's what I pictured too. That'd be tight. They're like, make sure the whatever, the coffin or whatever is heavy enough to sink to the bottom.
Yeah. And they're just like throw your luggage over after you and they're like, bye.
It's just like a Carnival cruise where everybody is still like playing in the pool and then there's a funeral happening on the back of the boat. Yeah.
Oh God.
Jesus. Well, and some people are really upset by this. Like the families of the people are really upset by this.
Yeah.
And want the body to like bury them. Like if they're, need to have like a religious ceremony. and it's like super upsetting, whatever. They to get the body off the mountain is insane. So the price tag of trying to do this can go anywhere from $30,000 to $70,000.
Oh my God.
To have like a full expedition of people go retrieve the body. So if you think about this, you have to have a group of people because it doesn't take just one person to go grab a body.
No.
They need and since most of the bodies are in the death zone, it's so dangerous, and you have to have multiple people to carry down the body.
Right.
And to like carry all the supplies and shit. So, I mean, it's like a full, like you're doing a full trek up the mountain to go get a dead body. So it's going to be like 6 to 10 Sherpas to go get a person. And if you think about this, like logistics wise, they have to like chisel the person out of ice and snow. And then a body that has been frozen weighs more than a body that is just a normal room temp. So it's so fucked.
Yeah. And that's like assuming the Sherpas survive.
Yeah, and they die all the time. I would say, like, there's inexperienced people die all the time, but also very experienced people, and all the Sherpas, not all the Sherpas, but many of the Sherpas have died over because they do this shit like a million times. Well, not a million times, like upwards of 10 times.
Yeah.
So like that puts your odds at dying a lot higher.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. It's so shitty.
Oh my God. Speaking of shitty.
Yeah.
There's something even more horrifying than dead bodies on the
I
mountain.
think it's equally horrifying.
Okay, equally. But the volume of it is significantly more.
It's insane. And this is what made us start researching this topic.
Dude, there's 14 tons of human shit up on that mountain.
God damn it. What are they doing?
Isn't a ton 1,000 pounds?
I thought it's 2,000 pounds.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's a lot.
There's 28,000 pounds of human shit.
Like it's added significantly to the girth of the mountain.
The death zone is expanded by like fucking 800 square feet or so, I don't know.
Yeah. It's like how New York City's financial district is built on like a fucking landfill.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That's gross.
Well, so it's so fucked because you think about all these people going and they don't have anywhere to put their shit apparently. So there's two, I guess. I mean, I don't know. That's what it sounds like.
Well, there's no fucking like toilets up there that are coin operated or whatever.
It's like you're on another planet and there's no flush toilets. So it's, I didn't even think about this, but it is logistically makes so much sense.
Yeah.
So there's the two most popular routes are the South Col route and that's on the Nepalese side, and then the North Col route, which is on the Tibetan side. And both routes are littered with oxygen canisters, broken climbing equipment, trash, human waste, and dead bodies.
Humans are the fucking worst.
I mean,
just because it's broken, put it back in your bag. You brought it up. You're bringing it down, bud.
It's so weird. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how many days exactly the trek is. It could vary, I think, from person to person and depending on the weather and stuff. But it's like, fuck, dude. Yeah. Where some Depends or something. I don't know.
Dude, and all this trash. Okay, there's going to be some trash from the dead people. Mm-hmm. Wait, I mean, no one's taking that down.
No.
And also there's dead people. But like everything else, it's like, dude, you brought it, you bring it out. You bring it in, you bring it out.
Yeah. It's weird. And since it's so cold, like nothing degrades. Like it all stays preserved.
Yeah.
There's literal garbage juice leaking out of glaciers.
Ew. Oh my God. Yeah. And it's like so pristine otherwise.
Yeah, we see pictures of Mount Everest and we're like, wow, that's like the purest, like untouched wilderness. Like where like barely any humans have been, which is sort of true in a way, but the humans that have been there have fucked it up.
Yeah, they've done.
God damn it.
Oh yeah, they've done quite a job.
Quite a number. So like at
A
base
number
camp,
two.
a number two.
Oh.
Like at base camp, they have access to like toilet tents, which are just basically outhouses with like drums that they can carry down to the lower areas that they could properly dispose of the waste.
Kind of. Don't they put it into a? Don't they? Haven't
Yeah.
they dug a hole into a frozen lake?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not proper.
No, I don't think that's properly disposed of, actually. I mean, is there anywhere to? We talked about this in our poop episode, the history of the toilet episode, where it's like the amount of waste that we create, just our human poop waste, is so staggering that we don't even know what to do with it.
I know. The one man has a solution that we can talk about, but
yeah,
it's.
I mean, even this like proper disposal is not great.
Yeah.
But once you're up on that mountain, there's nowhere. There's no outhouses. There's no like little know when you're skiing and there's like a little lodge on the midway point up the mountain.
Yeah.
There's no après ski lodge like for you to go use the bathroom. It's like all just fucking rocks and snow and ice.
Well, and I don't think the climbers care. And also, I read an article from like Outdoor Magazine, which is like about the outdoors.
Yeah.
If you didn't know, yeah. And they were talking about like how someone was talking about firsthand experience and how they've climbed it, and it wasn't even something they thought about like while they're preparing for their trip, and then like it's not something you think about.
Wait, hold on. How do you not think about pooping on any trip that you're going on?
I don't know. I won't do Machu Picchu because you gotta poop like the whole bathroom situation is horrifying to me.
Yeah, that is like the number one thing that I think about. Like even when I'm going on a fun beach vacation.
Oh my God, I pooped 3 times at work the other day, and I was horrified. And it was because I'd taken some fiber pills the night before, so it it wasn't like diarrhea, but
it was just like urgent.
Yeah, I got some stuff moving, and so the first time I was like, oh God, but then I was fine, and then I ate lunch, and then I had to poop again, and I was like, oh why? And then I was getting ready to go home for the day, and I had to poop again, and I was like, oh my God, I hate today was the worst day.
So disruptive.
But
yeah, like how do people not think about this as like part of if you're prepping, you have to be prepped for months in advance for this.
Yeah.
How is that not?
I don't know. It's like, dude, and
at the front of your fucking mind.
Especially when you're like putting, like you're like going to REI and like buying all your equipment and all your clothes, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna have to wear like 8 layers. How am I gonna shit or piss?
Yeah.
Like, how are you gonna?
I think about that depending on like if I'm wearing a fucking like romper. Like, come on.
Like, is their butt exposed like when they poop? Like, it has to be, or do you like do it in your sleeping bag into a bucket or something? I don't understand.
Yeah, do you have like a wrap for yourself while you're out in the elements?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Is there just like on old timey cartoons where you just like drop a little flap in your butt and then you poop out that? I don't know. Jeez.
I don't either. Well, either way. People are just digging holes in the snow and shitting and leaving it there.
Yeah. That's
like
what they have. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing once they climb the mountain. Because at base camp, they have these little blue toilet things that the Sherpas bring up and down the mountain. Bless their hearts.
God
I hope they're
damn.
being tipped handsomely. And then
I hope they are millionaires.
I know.
At this point.
But they're not. It's just exploitation of fucking these people, probably. Oh God! And then when they're on the mountain, it's like either you like people just are just walking out of their tent, shitting on the snow. Maybe they dig a hole in the snow and poop in that, or also some people I guess poop and then throw it over into like the crevasse.
Yeah, I mean,
at least that's out of sight, out of mind.
If you're feeling extreme, that's what I would do.
Yeah. Everything else on this trip's been extreme.
Yeah, let's make the poop fly.
Okay. Yeah, we already said I don't know how I could shit in these freezing conditions. There's so there's so much shit. So there's like base camp where you get ready to go, and then you go up the mountain, and there's 4 more camps, and they're just
Yeah.
like camp 1, 2, 3, 4, from 1 being the lowest to 4 being the highest.
Right.
And this is where everyone stops and camps for the night before moving on. And or you spend a day or 2 there or whatever, getting used to the air. I don't know.
Like, yeah, getting acclimated
Yeah.
to whatever. Yeah.
And these camps are like always the same areas, and someone described it as a minefield of shit. Like you don't even think about it. They were like, you're like looking around and you're like, this is so beautiful, and you're like walking and you look up and like you see the peak and it's just like the most glorious thing you've ever seen, and then you look down to where your feet are stepping and there's shit everywhere.
Ew.
Human
fuck.
logs of shit.
What the fuck?
I
And
know.
Again, it doesn't decompose
No.
because it's so fucking cold. So
Yeah.
it's just like a freshly frozen, forever preserved turd.
That sounds like a QVC pitch. Freshly frozen, forever preserved. It's yours for 3 payments of $29.99.
And if you call now,
Yeah.
we'll throw in one for half price.
Oh God. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, none of the shit's decomposing. Especially towards the top. I guess towards like in like maybe base camp 1. Sometimes it's a little different, but yeah, it doesn't. And then here's a fun fact. So,
Oops.
oh, hello.
Sorry.
That's okay.
My front door.
Oh. Here's a fun fact. Climbers, so you don't carry your own water because you'd have to carry it for the duration of your
Right. You're trying to keep it as streamlined as possible.
Yeah. So
with the things that you're carrying.
yeah. So what you do is you bring like little heat stoves and stuff like that, and then you boil snow to make drinking water and like to make your food in and stuff. And that means that if you're getting snow from base camp and you're trying to dodge all these turds, you're probably not, and you're definitely boiling poopy water.
Yeah.
And people actually like get sick at the lower camps 1 and 2. People get digestion, like people get intestinal issues.
Yeah.
Because
you're
they're
drinking
boiling
shit water.
Yeah, because they're boiling people's shitty snow.
Ew.
Yeah, it's really gross. And sometimes when like the temperatures are like even just slightly less severe, so like it's like instead of 20 below freezing, it's like 2 below freezing or something.
Yeah.
You can smell it because there's so much shit. There's 14 tons.
Oh my God.
You can smell it. Like it's not decomposing, but it's getting warm enough where there's like a faint,
A whiff.
a whiff,
A hint.
a hint of shit.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Man.
So
That's so rough.
yeah.
Ugh.
So there's a lot of
Well,
shit.
I guess like the final question is like what can even be done about this?
If
And
anything.
If anything, because you have to have people go up to retrieve all the shit. And at this point, there's so much of it that it's like daunting to think about. So my first suggestion is to have people stop seeking out death in such elaborate ways. Like,
yeah, that solves
please
so many
stop.
problems on this journey.
Like don't do it
Yeah.
anymore. It's like not even that cool anymore. Like people have done it. It's like a fucking the youngest person to ever summit Mount Everest is 13 years old.
yeah.
The oldest person was like 78, I think, or 76. Yeah. So the youngest person is Jordan Romero, youngest person. He did that in 2010. And then the oldest person to ever reach the summit was Min Badher Shirchan in 2008. So, like, it's already been done, guys. Like,
How old was that person?
76.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's old. I mean,
So-
take up smoking or something. Like, what? I mean, that's probably cost you the same amount of money over your lifetime.
It's true.
And you don't have to go anywhere.
Let me just read you this excerpt from this person who's a former climber who's done it before.
Okay.
Whose name is Seaborn Beck Weathers.
Oh.
If that's not a rich person's name, I don't know what is.
Seaborn Beckweathers.
Seaborn Beck Weathers. He chronicled his experience of nearly dying, and he wrote this book called Left for Dead. He strongly advises people not to climb. He told the BBC in an interview, if you don't have anyone who cares about you or is dependent on you, if you have no friends or colleagues, and if you're willing to put a single round in the chamber of a revolver and put it in your mouth and pull the trigger, then yeah, it's a pretty good idea to climb Everest. Fucking yikes,
Oh my
dude.
god,
That's
that's some sass right there.
God, that's intense.
Yeah.
Like he's done it before and he's like, nope, fuck this, don't do it. So, yikes.
I mean, but he wanted to do it, so people are gonna do what they're gonna do.
Well, his name is Seaborn, so
Yeah, I mean, he
he's
does whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think there's also, aside from not climbing it, people are gonna climb it, but there's like things that they could do to help the situation so it's not so gross.
Yeah.
So I think a few years ago, or maybe like in the earlier 2000s, Nepal instituted a mandate that hikers have to carry down 18 pounds of garbage. So like you have to leave the mountain when you return, if you return, with 18 pounds of garbage, and they'll weigh it. And if you don't meet the requirement, you have to pay $4,000. Like
Oh, wow.
yeah, like you leave a deposit when you go up, and when you come down, if you haven't met it, they keep your $4,000.
Huh.
So that's helped a little bit, I think, in terms of like regular trash.
Yeah.
And like I'm guessing, like I don't know if you carry 18 pounds of food, maybe you do. So it could just all be RX bar wrappers and fucking coconut water boxes, but like but probably also maybe some of their shit, hopefully, who knows. And then also the blue toilets became a mandate in the early 2000s also at base camp. So that it used to be, maybe it was getting a little bit worse. So that has helped stop some of the shit from being left all around the camps. And then also there's products that are created for people, for climbers and hikers and people who go into nature that don't want to leave their shit. And they're actually things that are enforced on other mountains like Denali and Mount McKinley in Alaska. And those are called wet bags, or clean mountain cans is another product. Wag bags and clean mountain cans. And it's basically just like a little receptacle you carry with you that you just like keep shitting in.
Huh.
So.
And does it like stay, like does it like, I don't know, does it make a soup of it for you where you can like dump it later? Or
no,
like...
I think you just throw it away when you get back down to like civilization. But gotcha. I think you just like put in a bag, shit on it, close that one up, push it down or something.
Oh, like a diaper genie.
Maybe like a diaper genie, yeah. But like I think it's not just like, I don't think you just open this can of shit every time and add another one. But maybe that's how it is. I would hate to use one of those, but it would actually take very little to enforce something like that. At least like.
Yeah, because if you have to do all this stuff to get your permit and everything.
Yeah.
Like like all they have to do is like have a checkpoint where they're checking in all your like gear and shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
And they make sure you have this like poop receptacle, and then you can go.
I know. I don't understand why they're not enforcing that, but I guess it's like it has to do with some sort of like the Nepalese bureaucracy or something. There's like something that's keeping it from being mandated, or it's just happening really slow or something. So it wasn't really. Hopefully they start doing that.
Huh.
Yeah, but there is, right now, so, because right now they're doing a good job of, like, getting people to, like, clean up the current poop, like with the Sherpas that take the blue drums down and stuff. Yeah. And that's fine for, like, all the poop that's being created now. but like all the old poop hasn't been addressed.
That's the thing. Yeah.
That's the thing. Yeah.
There's years of shit, like
Yeah.
decades of shit that
Yeah.
are still up there.
Yeah, decades of shit. And so there is a guy who has pitched a solution, and he's climbed Mount Everest, and he was like, well, it was so amazing, but like all I could think about when I got back was how disgusting all that poop was everywhere.
Oh my God.
And his name is Gary Porter, and he is a retired engineer, and he didn't even climb full Everest because something happened, but this was in 2003, and he was so grossed out.
He probably stepped in too much shit.
Yeah, he probably like tripped on someone's like frozen log into some other frozen shit.
Yeah, and it was like, well, I'm done here.
Yeah, he's like, you know what, I'm gonna head back home.
Yeah.
But so he's like, this is dumb. So he has a solution that's called a biogas digester, and it's basically what it would do is turn mountaineer excrement into something more useful. So, and this is all from a Washington Post article that we read. And what it does is you just add like it produces fertilizer and methane, and it creates a renewable biogas that can be used to cook food and to like light homes and whatever you need it for.
Yeah.
So the problem is though, it's so cold up there that normal biogas methods like Whole Foods does this with like they try and reduce waste of like unsold food and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
So they break it down and create biogas.
Like compost it into this form. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They use digesters, and so it wouldn't be something different from what Whole Foods uses, where they like add anaerobic bacteria and it produces this, this gas and fertilizer. Except that it's so cold up there, they have to figure out a way to do it in freezing temperatures because the gas needs heat, or the bacteria needs heat to like break everything down.
Right, yeah.
So then he's like, okay, well, he did come up with something where you like you bury this canister underground so that it's insulated, and then you put like a little hut over it, and you can keep it a certain temperature, and it uses solar panels, and it like heats up the shit, and it creates gas, and it has actually been approved by the Nepalese government, and they're trying to like figure out how to get this put up there. But this all still seems, and this is like a good way to clean up the old doo-doo, but it still all seems like way more than just like enforcing a wag bag.
Right. Like, because they have to have somebody climb up, build it, make sure, maintain it, make sure it's like working properly. Like it's work. It's a ton of work.
It's so much work.
But also like you're saying, it's like they're trying to solve the problem of the previous poop, and they should do both.
Right. They should be doing both.
They should be doing both. Like they should have a way to get rid of the current shit that's there or the past shit, and then whoever's in future and current shit, minimized.
Why aren't they
the once and future shit? I don't know.
Yeah. Why aren't they incentivizing climbers to like collect shit and like like how we do, like if you collect recycling bottles, you'll get paid 5 cents for every, like they should incentivize climbers to collect shit that's up there and like bring a certain amount of it back down with them, and they'll get like money back from their
get that brown gold.
I don't know, like there has to be a way to like incentivize people to bring it down with them. This seems like a lot of work, because also someone is gonna still have to collect and pick up all the shit to put it in this thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It sounds nice, but I don't.
I feel so bad for these Sherpas. It's like they're fucking janitors of the mountain. Like,
oh yeah, no, they are.
They're like the stewards of the mountain, and then they have to like babysit all these fucking rich white people that go up and try to hike this mountain.
It's so gross.
And then they have to clean up after everybody. It's so ridiculous. I feel so bad.
Oh, is that Jack?
Yeah, do you hear him?
Yeah, is he okay?
DJ's Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's just like I read something quickly and I wanted to go down this rabbit hole, but I didn't. And it was about like the impact of this whole. It's kind of like an industry in a way.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's a whole economy is built around
Yeah.
the people that have to service the people that are
Doing
wanting to
this.
climb the mountain. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like people like to think that it helps the community that like lives at the foot of Mount Everest and like, oh yeah, like we're bringing tourism and all this money and stuff, but actually like it's detrimental. I think is I didn't really go down the. I should have read more about it, but it's not as positive as everyone likes to think it is.
Yeah, it's just so fucked. It's a shitty system, literally.
Yeah. Oh God. It's. I don't know. Like it's a turd gauntlet, and I just feel like
A turd
I
gauntlet.
would not want to climb that. Like it's worse than like a dog run or like where people don't pick up. I don't know. It's like
Oh yeah, totally.
you paid all this money to like walk around in other people's turd fucking cemetery.
I know. Yeah. Yeah, it's like not only is there shit, you're also tripping over dead bodies too.
And there's dead bodies. That's worse. But yeah,
Ugh.
poop's gross too. Well,
I hope we've dissuaded anybody from wanting to climb Everest. If you
Yeah.
wanted to do that, I hope you're having second thoughts and maybe just climb another mountain. I don't know. One
Yeah.
that I don't know. It's so sad to me that this like wild and pristine place on our planet has been totally tainted by humans in
Yeah.
such a terrible way. I don't know.
yeah,
Like, I think it's noble that people like and romantic that people want to do this thing, and like, God bless people who can do it,
yeah.
but or who want to do it. I don't know. It's just it's a lot.
But you know how they say like leave something nicer than when you did your like ever mom ever tell you that? It's like, oh,
Yeah.
when you go do this or visit your friend, leave it nicer than you found it. It's like,
Yeah.
that's how we should be treating that. All right.
Yeah, that's
Well,
all I got.
Yeah, follow us on social medias at DTFU Podcast on all the platforms.
Yeah, we're on everything.
Yeah, tell a friend.
I haven't been posting on the Instagram, and I promise I'm going to start posting again. I'm so sorry.
Also, we don't like post super frequently to any of our social medias, but
Just like when we have new episodes and stuff.
yeah, when we have new episodes, but we'd love to interact with you there if you feel
Yeah.
like you want to talk to us.
Yeah.
We're definitely very active in the closed Facebook group.
Yeah.
But
So yeah, join that if you haven't. It's
Yeah,
fun.
join
it's
that.
silly.
we'll let you in. Just answer the
it's
questions.
very chill.
Yeah.
Very chill, yeah. Yeah, that's all I can think of. I hope everybody has a great week, and thanks for listening as always.
Yeah, you're excellent. You could be more excellent if you rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes.
Oh my God, yes.
And
Yeah,
The
be
end.
excellent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be excellent to each other.
and yourself.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Your bye bye was funny.